China has diverse natural conditions across its land. As a result, Chinese people living in different areas enjoy absolutely different but rich staple food. From the south to the north, the diverse staple foods provide energy for human bodies. Moreover, they influence people's feelings towards the change of 4 seasons and enrich the lives of the Chinese. The Ding village in Shanxi is the most ancient village in the Central Plains. Housewives here are best at making food out of flour. Local people call the powdered cereals as flour. Cereal processing has a history of over 10,000 years. The most ancient millstone was unearthed just nearby. Today, millstones of the same shape are still being used. Millstones grind up cereals into powders, sieve out the coarse grains. Then, the real flour food appears. Rich in mountains while lacking rivers, Shanxi is scarce in its vegetable varieties. Housewives cannot do much to enrich the non-staple food, so they figure out different ways of making flour food to increase the family's appetite. Flour is processed into various delicacies on the table. These diverse and delicate foods remind people of the women's nimble figures and rich imagination. When the women in the Ding village are busy preparing a birthday feast, a fragrance of flour floats out from a cave house on the lowest plateau. Huang Guosheng, a Sui-de native, just got a tray of yellow buns steamed. Processed by Huang, the glutinous millet becomes sweet and tasty.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
From the 11th lunar month on, he would ride 1.5 hours to the county town every 3 days to sell the buns.
I'm 58. I need to work hard. Hello. I'm at Dengjialu.
Sui-de County sits in the hilly gully areas of northern Shanxi province. Today, minor cereals and wheat are the main ingredients on the table. Local people make them into diverse dishes.
Yellow steamed bun. Yellow steamed bun. Yellow steamed bun of northern Shaanxi. Yellow steamed bun. I'm from Kangjiao-go, #1 in Sui-de. My yellow steamed buns are the best. Yellow steamed bun. 1 yuan. I've been selling yellow steamed buns for more than 7 years. At first, my customers can get 1 free if they buy 10 buns. I could earn half yuan then. The buns taste good. I sold them out very quickly.
Sui-de is rich in the glutinous millet resources. The yellow steamed buns are made with this main ingredient. Due to its drought-enduring nature, glutinous millet became the most important crop on the lowest plateau. It was planted along the Yellow River regions more than 8,000 years ago. If the glutinous millet is directly steamed, it doesn't taste good enough. But it used to be the most popular staple food for people in northern Shaanxi. There are 2 types of glutinous millets, the hard and the soft. Huang Guosheng mingles the two. Based on this proportion, 70% of hard glutinous millet and 30% of the soft kind. Dip them in water overnight and then grind them on a millstone. He would then use a sieve to get rid of the rough grains. Huang firmly believes that the glutinous millet powdered by a machine lags far behind those ground up on his millstone. Dried glutinous millet produces natural fragrance. It's a recipe that Huang feels most proud of. After kneading the glutinous millet flour, Huang puts it in a big jar for fermentation over his wife can make 700 buns every time. Grinding up, kneading and fermentation. The whole process takes 3 days. The couple work from 3 a.m. through to 9 p.m.
By working hard, we earn money. Lazy people can never make money. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Huang's buns are great tasting. And Huang is an honest businessman. 1 yuan for each bun, bargain.
20 yuan. It's difficult to make them. I'm making hard money here. Yellow steamed bun. Yellow steamed bun.
In the coldest 2 months of a year, Huang can sell 15,000 buns. Taking into account the overhead cost,
can earn 8,000 yuan in a winter. Huang has a son and a daughter. Both have settled down in the city. They no longer work on the farmland. But Huang doesn't want to leave. Living in his cave house and eating the food that he plants, Huang feels satisfied with his life.
For
thousands of years, Chinese people gained food and clothing from the 5 cereals. The feeling of satisfaction brought by these carbohydrates is just provided by millions of hard-working farmers just like Huang.
In autumn, the white wheat decides the basic colour of the land in North China. Wheat was introduced into the Central Plains through the Hosi corridor. As it contains rich nutrition, it has been the most vastly planted crop in North China, after a localization process of over 4,000 years. This species originated from West Asia and has become the most important staple food for the Chinese. After the wheat flour ferments, people bake them in a specially designed fire pit. This type of round pancake contains little water and can be preserved for an extremely long time. They're the indispensable staple food for Uyghur families in all seasons. In Kucha, in Xinjiang, people celebrate the Korban festival with delicacies. Naan is the most favourite staple food for Uyghur people. The name originated from ancient Persian and has a history of over 2,000 years. When they first emerged, steamed buns were called shui cakes and steamed cakes. They are the most popular staple food in the Central Plains. Ancient Chinese people were inspired by the water-boiling food theory. They made China the earliest country to cook with steam. 5 cereals in China have always been a changing concept. Around 2,000 years ago, 5 cereals were namely rice, broom corn millet, wheat and beans. But today, the 3 grains that rank top in terms of their production volumes are rice, wheat and corn. No matter how things have changed, the leading status of rice remains unchanged. The storage of rice is a huge issue in every corner of the country. In the Dong language, Di Men means the origin of spring. Di Men village sits at the origin of Qingshui River. It mostly rains throughout the year. Wu Shenyu is fetching rice from her own barn. Barns play a vital role in the storage of rice. The barn is of a tile and wood structure, and it's built above the waters to prevent fire, mice and insects. The most ancient barn here has a history of over 300 years. The rice that Wu Shunyu has fetched is with shells. The fresh taste of rice can be preserved with the shells. The rice Wu fetched today would be presented as a gift to a family in their village. In Dimen, after a woman gives birth and her baby reaches the age of 1 month, her parents-in-law would send her the betrothal gifts. It marks the official formation of a new family. Other women in the village would also send baskets with new rice and eggs. It represents the most sincere blessings for the newly born. Rice noodles are the most important rice product in Liping, Guizhou. They can be seen everywhere on the local markets. People here love the noodles in soup the most. Refined rice noodles in the spicy broth can be served for any of the 3 meals daily. Grind the dipped fresh rice into rice milk. That's the first step for young Shusha to make rice noodles. Then, scoop out the milk and steam it. The rice milk is steamed on the boiling water. It then air dries and is stored. This is a typical rice noodle workshop in South China. As white as jade, the rice noodles preserve some warmth and produce the unique fragrance of rice. Young Shusha and her husband cooperate naturally. They've repeated each and every movement hundreds of times. Ploughing a field in spring, hoeing and weeding in summer, harvesting in autumn and storing up in winter. Today, more than 65% of all Chinese eat rice. China is the earliest country to plant rice paddies. Some 7,000 years ago, rice paddies were grown on the Yangtze River areas. From the green rice shoots to the golden paddies, rice has been made into different foods based on people's diverse eating habits. Guangzhou natives also love rice noodles. They're cooked similarly to Liping rice noodles. Around 150 years ago, rice noodles first appeared in Guangzhou. The rice noodles here are thinner and more transparent. They also taste much more tender and smooth. The most popular rice noodle product among the Cantonese can be this stir-fried rice noodles with beef. This dish is a test of a Cantonese chef's basic skills. To make this dish perfect, chefs have to fry the noodles on a vigorous fire. While frying the noodles evenly, chefs also have to guarantee the intactness of the noodles. People in North China like eating flour products. The noodles in the south are made of rice. More than 1,000 years ago, China was divided by the Qinling Mountains and Huaihe River in terms of the rural pattern. Rice in the south and wheat in the north. Therefore, people in the south love eating rice, and those in the north cannot live without wheaten food. Thousands of miles away, in Xi'an, this restaurant in the old city town is always filled with people waiting. What can keep the local people wait so patiently can only be the marinated meat in a baked bun. In Xi'an, this type of baked bun is the most widely accepted staple food. the marinated meat in a baked bun is the most classic way to enjoy them. Marinated meat and baked bun are the perfect combination. The buns that Xi'an people eat are baked on fire. The meat is made with 30+ seasonings and is stewed with gentle heat. It tastes soft and glutinous. The plain buns better highlight the mellow meat. Xi'an native Cao Shi founded a band with a few friends. They sing in Xi'an dialect. Cao is a college teacher and also lyricist for the band. In this song, he lists dozens of local delicacies in ordinary people's lives in Shanxi. Spinach noodles are rich in nutrition. Belt noodles are thick and challenge your throat. Remember to wipe your mouth after having jiangshui noodles. Qishan noodles have a long history. Garlic noodles are a little bit spicy. Noodles with soybean paste are in good measure. At last, have a bowl of noodle soup. Xi'an was once the most prosperous city in the world. 13 dynasties set up their capitals here. People from around the world gathered, bringing the place diverse delicacies. Today, Xi'an remains a heaven of staple foods for all Chinese. Hao Mo, another staple food in Xi'an, originated from the baked buns. Based on their own preference, people can tear a bun into different sizes. As for Xi'an natives, it's this process that they enjoy the most. In northwest China, chopped up baked buns in lamb or beef broth is a perfect combination of staple food and soup. Another example can be the Lanzhou beef noodles. Lanzhou natives start their days with a bowl of beef noodles. With the Yellow River crossing the city, Lanzhou is home to over 1,000 Muslim noodle shops. Every day, more than 1 million bowls of beef noodles are consumed. People have lavished praise on the tender and hot Lanzhou noodles. 100 years ago, a Hui ethnic person, Ma Baozi, poured the water in which the beef and lamb livers were just boiled into a pot. Noodles made in that pot won popularity immediately. The clarity of the beef broth is the way to check if the beef noodles are authentic. Best beef noodles should acquire the following 5 features: clear soup, clean white turnips, brilliant red chili oil, green parsley, and yellow noodles. When kneading the flour, Ma Baozi creatively added some special water. The main component of this water is potassium carbonate. It made the flour more elastic. All the procedures are manual. Ma Wenbin is the 4th generation successor of Lanzhou beef noodles. He's been working in a noodle shop for 40 years. From the mouthfeel of noodles, people from the north and south have absolutely different requirements. The Cantonese like a type of slim noodle, which are completely different from Lanzhou hand-pulled noodles. These noodles taste crispy, elastic and chewy. Rice paddies get ripe in Guangdong for up to 3 seasons out of a year. But that doesn't prevent the Cantonese from loving the noodles.
Authentic, very authentic.
Duck eggs are applied in dough making. A bamboo is used to press against the dough. A person jumps while sitting at the other end of the bamboo. Thus, the dough can receive strength evenly. The thin flour can be made into noodles or wonton skin that have a special elasticity. Stewing pig bones, ground fish and shrimp eggs for 3 hours, and the soup for the tasty wonton noodles is made. Cantonese call noodles made with this traditional method bamboo noodles. This ancient method of dough pressing has been passed on for generations. When making noodles, the Cantonese use bamboo, while those in the Central Plains apply a rolling pole. Making dough is a skill that girls in the Central Plains must master. Noodles for breakfast and a banquet in the noon is the custom in Ding village when people hold a birthday feast. To celebrate her husband's 70th birthday, Madame Wei got up early to prepare the flour food. The noodles are called longevity noodles. Why Chinese people eat noodles on their birthdays. And how did noodles become the symbol of longevity? It is said that the shape of noodle is both long and slim. In Putonghua, long, chang, and slim, shou, is similar to the pronunciation of longevity, chang shou. At the birthday banquet in Ding village, a ritual requiring the participation of all people is ongoing. Before eating the noodles, all the people pick out the longest noodle in their bowl and put it into the bowl of the one. At the birthday banquet in Ding village, a ritual requiring the participation of all people is ongoing. Before eating the noodles, all the people pick out the longest noodle in their bowl and put it into the bowl of the one who celebrates the birthday. Only when he eats the bowl with all the long noodles carrying the village's best wishes, a birthday banquet can be regarded as complete. People in Xishan in Shanxi also eat noodles when celebrating birthdays. When an old person celebrates a birthday, Xishan people would gather together and invite a Qin melody troupe to perform. At this time, a bowl of hot, sour and spicy Xishan Shaozi noodles is indispensable. From early in the morning, a feast serving guests with noodles starts. As soon as the guests come, they'll get a bowl of noodles. Local chronicles say that Qishan Shaozi noodles originated 3,000 years ago. According to the local custom, people only eat the noodles but do not drink the soup. The methods to make the ingredients for the Qishan Shaozi noodles are very particular. Meat is chopped into thin and even dices and dry fried until they turn transparent. Add vinegar and chili and fry the meat on a slow fire. The good quality ingredients for Qishan Shaozi noodles are red in color, sour and spicy in taste. Their vibrant color and spicy taste are the essence of Qishan Shaozi noodles. Trimmings for the noodles have 5 colors. Fungus and tofu mean black and white. Eggs represent wealth. Red carrot symbolizes a prosperous life. And garlic sprouts mean vitality. The 5 colors, red, yellow, green, white and black, represent Qishan people's best wishes for life. For thousands of years, Shaozi soup has been boiling in every corner of Qishan village. Qishan Shaozi noodles have become a wonderful art piece. Qishan Shaozi noodles function as both the rice and the dishes. Such a combination of rice and dish can also be found elsewhere in China. Jiaxing natives start their day with a hot meat zongzi, a traditional Chinese food made of glutinous rice with different stuffings. Jiaxing in the Taihu Lake area has always been known as a world barn. Today, the fast-paced production and lifestyle is turning this once seasonal food into a daily staple food. Every year at the start of the 5th lunar month, people memorize the poet Xu Yuan on the Dragon Boat Festival. Families in South China dip glutinous rice, wash bamboo leaves, and make zongzi. Liu Guangrong, a Sichuan native, works in Jiaxing. Here in a zongzi factory, he wraps 3,000 zongzi every day. On average, he wraps 7 zongzi every minute. Each costs him less than 10 seconds. In this standardized workshop, a zongzi needs to go through 36 procedures before it's finished. Every working day, more than 1 million zongzi are produced. This ancient staple food is showcasing a new look in this era. The charisma of handmade zongzi remains. These young workers are using the temperature of their hands to protect the life of traditional food. From agricultural civilization to industrial civilization. From agricultural civilization to industrial civilization. The progress of technologies has made zongzi no longer confined to areas or time. But for Chinese people, making proper food for a particular season means the continuation of a traditional lifestyle. When late rice is ripe, it's time for Ningbo people to make rice cakes.
For 5-year-old Ning Ning, the fun game is to follow her great-grandma in making rice cakes.
How beautiful. It's beautiful, right?
With his forefathers living here for generations, Gu Shengzai is already 78 years old. Madame Gu married to this place more than half a century ago. She has 4 children and many grandchildren. She is now taking care of her great-grandchildren. A rice cake is a traditional food that Ningbo people make to celebrate the Spring Festival. Ningbo rice cake is traditionally made with the fresh, late rice. Dipping, grinding, steaming, and pounding. The molecules of rice get restructured and the taste improves. After pounding the rice flour dough, people need to knead it. A most ordinary strip rice cake is made. In the past, families in Ningbo make nearly 50 kilograms of rice cakes before the Spring Festival. They'll preserve them properly and eat them throughout the entire year. When going to work in the fields, Ningbo people eat rice cakes as their staple food. It saves them time. Rice cakes with vegetables can fill one's stomach and also be a very tasty dish. Fortunate crabs give the bland rice cakes a unique flavour. The kitchen of the Gu family is filled with steam. The fragrance of food floats. Spring Festival is just around the corner. The young people made their appointment to return to the village from the city. The children have now formed their own families. 4 generations of the family gather together. Such occasions only happen 2 or 3 times a year in China. The senior couple is very happy. Among the diverse dishes on the table, there must be rice cakes, their favourite food. Their children have grown up. The senior couple seldom make rice cakes now. They still adopt the traditional method. Here, making rice cakes is a ceremonious event. Neighbours would come to help on these occasions. Local people also call rice cakes chuanzi, means reunion. The grandma mingles the wormwood, which she stored up in spring, into the steamed rice flour dough.
green voice cakes are made after pounding. The just-made voice cakes are soft and tender. Spread the golden pollen peony upon them. It adds a light but long-lasting fragrance of grass. One can never resist the delicacy. When Ning Ning grows up, she might not be able to remember how voice cakes are made, but the tender but elastic texture and the taste of the family will always remain in her memory. After a short family gathering, the young people return to their homes in the city. Bringing the voice cakes, the senior couple of good made. For Chinese people, the Spring Festival is an occasion of family gathering. Bai Bo spent the Spring Festival of 2012 with his family in Beijing. Bai Bo grew up in Shanxi. He stayed in Beijing after college graduation. He invited his parents and his parents-in-law to Beijing to spend the Spring Festival together. It's the first time in the past decade.
If you always eat something in your childhood, the taste of it would stay with you. You'll never easily forget it. The best food my mother makes is braised noodles. I can't elaborate on how tasty the noodles are. In fact, it's easy to make them. But as long as it's made by my mother, I feel it tastes so delicious.
Bai Bo has twin daughters who are 5 years old. Their nicknames are Ji Shang and Wu Yi. As a professional cameraman, Bai works with different crews everywhere. His two daughters live with the grandparents. It's only during the Spring Festival that the daughters can reunite with their father.
What's your favorite food?
Jiaozi.
Why jiaozi?
Vegetable stuffing. I can have 8.
8? What about you? You can also have 8. Then why you're fat but you're slim?
Place stuffing into a ready flour skin and wrap it into the shape of a crescent. A simple but special jiaozi is made. Jiaozi means the end and the beginning of time. No matter how the past year is like, eating jiaozi is a must at the year-end Spring Festival. Dainties of any kind cannot replace jiaozi.
I received traditional family education during my childhood. When I was small, I remember my grandmother making jiaozi with diverse stuffing. When I saw jiaozi being boiled in the pot, I found it a busy and joyful scene. It symbolizes family reunion.
When a lot of food has been put onto the production lines for manufacturing, the Chinese people, who treasure the concept of family the most in the world, repeat the same things every year at their homes.
You make 2 jiaozi for us, okay? In the traditional family concept, the Chinese pass on things from generation to generation. When I inherited from my parents, I would pass on them to my kids. These jiaozi would be like a seed planted in their souls. No matter where they go, how far they go, they can always remember the delicacies their parents have made for them. It's a memory of food that generations of Chinese have passed on.
These jiaozi would be like a seed planted in their souls. No matter where they go, how far they go, they can always remember the delicacies their parents have made for them. It's a memory of food that generations of Chinese have passed on.